the guys from Ping, they've kind of shown me how much the equipment matters.
I just love that I can hit any shot I kind of want.
We're going to be able to tell some fun stories about what goes on here to help golfers play better golf.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Ping Proving Grounds podcast. Shane Bacon alongside Marty Jurtz. Marty, a lot of the time we talk about golf clubs. We talk about golf club design. Not going to be the case today.
Yeah, we got Alex Kump here. Alex is one of the most creative coworkers I have here at Ping. I always look up to the amount of creativity of product development coming from Alex's group. He's the soft goods design and development director. And Alex, just give us a little overview. What does soft goods do? What do you guys develop in the soft goods world?
What is soft goods to begin with?
Well, the way I thank you for your introduction. The way I understand it to be, it's pretty much everything that's not a golf club. So, we're making apparel, t-shirts, headwear, golf bags. Headwear are major businesses there. Head covers. So, so if it's not a golf club and somebody needs something, like even Tour or something like that, Christian or something, those guys, our team makes it. Yeah.
I mean, I think about, Marty, we're similar age, coming up as a young golfer, junior golfer, you kind of weren't a great player unless you had a Ping golf bag. Yep. And I think about golf clubs within Ping. I mean, of course, Ping dabbled in the golf ball business back in the day, but the golf bags have always been so integral in the business. And I always think about the Ping golf bag. It's the best bag out there, and it's always been the best bag out there. Can you talk us through the history of the Ping bag and the importance it's had, not just in golf, but really in terms of the way we think about golf bags?
Yeah, I'll do my best. I've only been here 10 years, so a lot happened before I got here. Where's Rob Griffin when you need him? So I think I would say 1989 is when you see those first patents with John A.'s name on them, and that is the original drawings for what became the L8. I think 1990, and Marty, you probably know too, or you might know as well. I think 1990 is around when that bag started coming out, and I'm pretty sure John A. basically designed that bag along with the help of Greg Schmidt. The conference room in our area right now is named after Greg Schmidt. Pretty cool, but I think those two really brought that concept to light. It had the deployable legs, so you could put pressure on it, and the legs came out, and I'm pretty sure there is a stand bag out there, probably in Britain someplace, that had the mesquite sticks, that you crossed over and you could stand the bag up. But I think the L8 was really the first modern lightweight stand bag. It's a pretty amazing bag when you go back and look at it and you look at the history. The L stands for light, I'm pretty sure. The 8 stands for an 8-inch diameter top. So I think back then we categorized our bags by the size of the top. And I think that's how it was just real sort of, just economical, the way they named it and thought about it. And the genius of that bag is really how simple it is. And it's really informed to this day everything that we do, because, and we can get into it later, but what it really is it's a trade-off of functionality and durability at the end of the day. Having all those parts internal and they're not external, there's no kickstands. We don't do that thing. We don't put, we don't put creases in our bases and those sorts of things. And there's a trade-off there. But that L8 is, it's in our area today, and we keep looking at it.
And that's where the bottom, and then also the bottom of the bag stayed flat to the ground, right?
Yeah. So, I look at that as sort of a signature silhouette of our bags, and we think about that a lot. Especially in the way that those legs deploy out, the distance they have, there's a certain distance that we're looking for maximum stability, and actually to have that base come all the way down. But yeah, that's a big deal.
Alex, you think about testing, and Marty and I talk so much about testing with golf clubs. You think about Ping Man and just how much we put into the testing there. The first big tour I remember I did here at Ping, there's a machine that tests the durability of the golf bag.
Yeah.
Basically slams the golf bag up and down to see how many rounds, if you will, or I guess how many times you pick it up and down.
How many times,
that a golf bag can live.
Yeah, exactly. 20,000 times. Yeah. So, that's a big deal. We're able to leverage analysis and testing here. Obviously, The bulk of that goes to the clubs, but we get to bend their ear for a little bit of time every year when we have things we want to take care of and test out and take a look at. So yeah, but we are doing that.
What other type of tests are done, like for example, like on the materials and things of that nature?
Yeah, so we're looking at, that test you're talking about. We're looking at durability, how many, that leg spring and how it goes and how long that handle is going to hold up. Abrasion resistance is a big one. Figuring out, how long that fabric's going to last, and we have certain parameters that we know we need to be within for it to be a ping bag and offer the lifespan that we want it to. So that's a big one, and then functionality. So there's, and that's one that's kind of a moving target. When you're trying to do something new and different or innovative, or when you want your bag to be lighter or more robust with materials, you're kind of trading off some things every now and then.
When you're thinking about innovation with a golf bag, where are you looking these days? Is it all about weight? Is it about durability? Is it about longevity? What is kind of the focus as you guys are continuing to try to innovate this space?
Those are sort of obvious ones, right? I mean, everybody's doing that. You're starting to see lightweight sections in these golf shops, and that kind of ebbs and flows, right? You're seeing a lot of these 14-way tops now be categorized as hybrids. You're seeing what we used to call Sunday bags. Now they have legs. I think our team thinks of it more as like a balancing of requirements. There's a lot of different golfers out there who play a lot of different ways, high handicaps, low handicaps, walkers, cart guys, So we're trying to figure out what is the best feature set for each of those players that we think we have in our demographic. And that's the real challenge. I mean, I can tell you we're looking at things like water resistant zippers. We're looking at lighter weight fabrics with the same abrasion resistance qualities. But at the end of the day, I think we're trying to figure out how to make the bag more functional, more useful, and more enjoyable for our golfers. If you think about golf, it's pretty mature sport, pretty mature industry. The customer base isn't that big. You get a lot of repeat business, so that's kind of what we're thinking. It's a balancing of requirements.
Marty, the Moonlander, which I've been using most of this season because I walk a lot in the Northeast. Yeah. And Alex, I got to give you some credit here. The drink pocket or the water bottle pocket has been just a game changer for me because I've always been a lightweight carry bag guy. I love the fact that the bag weighs, minimal, but you have the double straps and you can do that. But the water bottle pocket has not always been there in the golf bag, especially in the carry bag. You had to stuff it in a pocket or you had to find a place for it. That thing has been incredible. I've sold tens of these things to my buddies because I'm like, you got a place to put your water bottle.
So the number one complaint about that bag, though, is that it has no ball pocket.
So that was the replacement. Nowhere to put the golf balls, but you can put your water bottle
and we're thinking, okay, this is going to be a lighter weight bag. We know it's going to offer a little bit more durability than, let's say, our Crazy Light, but you need to make some sacrifices. You need to change some things. But we thought
put the balls in here. What are these people talking about? Come on now.
That's what our team.
Plenty of pockets.
That's what our team thought. But if you think about how traditional golf is, people have been playing with a bag that has a ball pocket for a really long time.
Yeah.
So I see both sides of it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Shane, I kind of look at bags similar to like our irons. We're back, a long time ago we just had the I2, you know. And now we have seven different models, all diverse. We can customize them more to the specific player. Alex, how many different like kind of categories of bags do we offer now?
Well, I think we have 3, but I mean that results in about 14 different bags, and we're always kind of trying new things. Moonlander's new for us. We'll see how it does. It's been doing pretty well for us.
I'm obsessed.
But then we've got the DLX that's in that higher range along with the staff bag. But the real workhorse of what we do and the real focus is in that Hoofer line with the Hoofer Light. It does a really good job of balancing feature set and price, really, for what you get and the functionality of it. So yeah, there's about 14 bags in there, and it's the guy who loves to walk, he's low handicap, I'm guessing, and the guy who's got his cart bag in his cart sitting in a casita in La Quinta at PGA West for the better part of the whole year.
It's not leaving the cart. It's staying right in there.
Yeah.
It's not leaving. I want all my stuff in it.
Yeah.
I want to know where everything is. Obviously, I mean, over your right shoulder is something that's new for Ping, the reserve bag.
Yeah.
It is a space that I feel like a lot of, I'll call them country club golfers, have moved into. It's that like beautiful stand bag, that beautiful walking bag, and it's cool to see Ping kind of dive into that space. What was the reasoning for that?
Well, obviously it was a trend in the marketplace, but and it took a long time for us to get it to market. I think we were trying to build on the success of the DLX. That higher end bag for us, it just keeps going and it keeps getting more expensive based on the materials. And so we're trying to figure out, okay, if we did do this in a stand bag, situation, what would it be? Ultimately, we decided to tailor it to a higher end sort of green grass club, that sort of thing. We made a couple controversial decisions. One is having the shorter apparel pocket. The reason we did that is we felt probably these customers are going to have a caddy, and that caddy's going to be carrying 2 bags, and he's better off not having the entire apparel pocket on his hip.
Listen, the caddies, are going to love you. You thinking about them during this whole process.
But, and it's hard to get that bag light because of the durability of that material. But that was the idea, and we did put the ball pocket on it. And if you look at the inside of that, it also has the cooler material, so it's going to keep your water bottle a little bit cooler than just a standard ball pocket. But that's kind of what we were thinking.
I mean, so it looks beautiful, Alex. I'm excited to give it a go myself.
I mean, so that the 2 bags that you guys are bringing up, the Moonlander and the Reserve, I mean, they're tight bags. They're small. They're meant to be people who are not worried about having a space for everything and, their clubs getting tangled up and those sorts of things, which is a huge challenge for our team.
Marty, the golf bag to me has always been a telltale sign of the type of golfer you are.
Yeah.
It really is. And you talk about like management of the golf bag. And even on my golf trips I go on a golf trip, Alex, every year in January to Southern Arizona.
Nice.
And it's 16 buddies and we go, and the place offers to keep your bag in the cart shed overnight as we're there.
Yeah.
And all the good players take their bags back to the room, and all the high handicap guys leave them there because you want to go through the bag. You want to refresh balls. You want to take stuff out that's unnecessary. And I almost think that bleeds into the way we think about the bag philosophies is the player that's carrying a specific bag is thinking about certain things that maybe other players aren't with other types of bags.
It's just when you get into gear, it gets geeky.
Speak our language.
So like a lot of our team, one of the things people do here in Arizona is mountain bike, right? And these, a lot of our industrial designers, besides golfing, they mountain bike, and they're super into gear, they're super into tech. And they come up with names for people who are into certain aspects of those sorts of things, and it's, we think about that stuff a lot. But you're right. I mean, most entry-level golfers, I think, if you don't have someone kind of guiding you along and, are picking up that 14-way top. But when you get farther down the line, I think most people agree it's kind of more trouble than it's worth,
Alex, tell us a little bit about the market, even outside the U.S. market, like, things and priorities that might be different in Japan, for example, or Europe.
Well, Japan's all about bling. They got quality bags. We look at those bags. We approve them. We don't design all of the bags for Japan. They have their own process over there. But they love to use a logo. I mean, they, it's badges and Mr. Ping and those sorts of things. And this is subtle compared to what they do. But they're super creative and they have some really great ideas as far as functionality. But you do see those things that are geared towards like the subway and going to the driving range. And, you'll see a cart bag with wheels built into the base of it and a pull-up luggage handle and those sorts of things. And, you look at them, they're creative, and like our team loves to go through them and feel them and give suggestions and edits and those sorts of things. But there's just the American golfer, I think, is just a little bit more traditional than that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alex, we talked so much about soft goods. We've focused so much on bags. You mentioned hats earlier.
Yeah.
In terms of, let's say, R&D with hats, is that exist? Do you guys think about the research and development in the hat world?
Not as much. It does exist. There's a lot of suppliers. If you're a larger company like that, they come to you and say, "Hey, we've got some great ideas. We should be thinking about." But hats are another one that's difficult. It's sort of one of those things where you're going to buy it because you went to some place and you want to rep, you want something to say, whatever you want to say. But it's harder to do, so we're really looking for breathable fabrics. We're looking for things that will take that sweat and push it towards the undervisor. We're looking for stretchability, venting, those sorts of things. But then, there is this sort of other aspect of Ping, which is sort of has a really cool history, and it's got this heritage. So we're going to throw Mr. Ping on a hat, and it's going to be more like a lifestyle hat than it is going to be like a performance based hat. So
the lifestyle hats have been great. When I go on the truck, every time I go to a tour event, I'm always sneaking in there and seeing what like sneaky good lifestyle hats are in the background.
And Christian's been good, and Ken's, they've been good about stocking those. Yeah, so it's been pretty cool.
I'm a hat guy, I love a good hat.
Yeah.
What about the shirts? I mean, Shane's got on a pretty sweet little hoodie right there.
Yeah, so this is
a couple
more
years old. I'm obsessed
I
with
know,
this thing.
and we this is kind of where we're focusing now. We had Carson Apparel come out for a year and a half or so. We got a little bit of a leash to work on a new project, super fun project to work on. We did pretty well with it, but kind of when we got to the end of it, we said, okay, what are we really going to benefit from here?
Yeah.
We thought a little bit more about branded merchandise that was maybe just a little bit more affordable. So, if you were already a fan of Ping, you already own that G440 driver, and you wanted to partake in the brand just a little bit more, you could maybe afford to buy that hoodie. So we're kind of looking more in that world right now for apparel or branded kind of merchandise that just kind of supports the overall brand messaging.
The t-shirt world. I mean, my closet these days. We were joking about it earlier today. My closet in terms of Ping t-shirts.
Well, do you hang your t-shirts?
No. I fold them. My wife hangs them. I fold them, but I've got a lot more than she does. I'd say now it's probably 80% Ping t-shirts and long
great.
sleeves and hoodies.
Man,
but it's the material. The material is so soft and so good. Speaking of my buddy's trip, every year now I do the t-shirt thing as one of the gifts to my buddies. They don't have anything about our golf trip. They're just Ping shirts because all the guys like them so much because they're so comfortable.
Well, the human race has gotten really good at t-shirts, and as the population's gotten more casual, we've gotten really good at it.
This lightweight hoodie is so good.
So thanks. That makes me feel good. I'll let the creative team know. They'll be stoked about.
Give my
that
email
for sure.
if they need any tips or need
for sure.
help there.
Alex, talk a little bit about like customization of bags. Always been a big part of our DNA.
The
college
biggest
teams.
thing. So you go under. You guys have been in our group on the bottom floor there. I don't know. It's probably up to 16 embroidery machines now. We're even doing sort of that eco screen printing now. We've got the Hoofer Zip, which has been actually really popular, where you can actually take your bag, decide what color accessory pocket, what color apparel pocket you want, and what color ball pocket. So it's been really great for our mascot program, if you will. So collegiate, high school, those sorts of things. But every product we make now has to fit in a frame and being able to customize. So right now we've got VHT, which is vinyl heat transfer, which allows you to do some really creative things. And then next coming through the line, so innovating in that customization zone, we're taking a little cue from the hard goods and we're bringing some lasers over. And, in the reserve, we got the metal badging. So we'll be able to do like really tight, small, like club logos or player names and those sorts of things.
Yeah. I mean, it just, again, kind of going back to you wanting your thing to be your thing. I go back to like, you want your club logo on it. You want your name or initials on it. People love that. I mean, we've seen it with wedges. We've seen it now with putters in terms of PLD customization, getting names, initials, colleges, all that stuff on there. Of course, it's going to bleed in the bags.
Yeah. No, I think we're one of the best at doing it. We accommodate a lot of people and the things they want. Now we're doing it online. So yeah, everything we do now has to be able to be customized. I mean, that's the directive right now for sure.
Alex, talk a little bit about working like with tour, maybe on our staff bag, right? And do you work with the players or the caddies or the reps? I mean, what are some of the insights there?
Everyone's special on tour.
Yeah.
Is that something they told you to say?
They're great to work with, and they're very eager to put out in the world what we're making. So they've been super supportive. Like when we have those sort of special capsule drops, limited edition things, KO and Christian, they're always eager to get that on the players, which is great. But yeah, we get special requests. I mean, Victor has a special hat.
What's different about his hat?
It's the way he likes it. And he's,
just sizing or
sizing,
okay.
yeah, and he's great about it. Yeah, he's been great about it. And we want to get those guys what they want. We want them to play well. We want them to be comfortable. You know, Christian had an idea last year for the U.S. Open bag, so that was fun. You know, so we worked on that with him and the team, and they're a big supporter of the apparel and all that kind of stuff too. So. Yeah, they're a big part of our marketing arm. You know, so our best selling hat is the, you know, what I call the Ping Candy Bar tour vented cap, and the reason it sells so well is because you see it on TV at least 4 days a week.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting, Alex. I mean, the tour guys always wear that hat.
Yeah,
I mean, it may be in different colorways or whatever the case may be, but it's always the big lettered Ping hat.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that, and is there any option for those players ever to wear a different style, maybe a lifestyle type of Ping hat?
So I think. Sort of out of my zone, but they probably have a little bit more leeway Monday through Wednesday, but it's really about showing the brand name off and letting people watching from home know that this player plays Ping irons or those sorts of things. So yeah, it's about visibility, and it was sort of a little transition. When I first got here, we had the standard Ping logo, just the separate embroidered logo, like separate embroidered letters, and then kind of our team moved it to that what we call sort of that candy bar look, and it's just done really well for us, and I think people have really liked it. So that's been exciting for our team. Actually, it's probably about 8 years old now, but it's still there, and I'm sure it's going to change at some point.
Yeah. I love it. Alex was talking about the hats. I mean, I think we were talking to Tony Serrano about the importance of the eyes, but there's something to probably with Victor or other players, like the way their visual system works with like the shape of the bill of the hat and things of that nature, right?
Yeah, and the underside of the hat. So I mean that's actually a big thing that actually John A. Made it very clear at the very beginning, like, hey, we want no glare.
Yes.
So it's all sort of those hats that they wear on tour are more performance based, and I would say branding based, than any of those other hats. Yeah.
Alex, when you, I know you're working in this business for the golfer, but when you get accolades like what you got from My Golf Spy last season, in terms of how much they kind of respected the bags across the board, not just with a carry bag, but cart and carry and all that stuff, what does that do for you guys in the team?
I mean, we're proud of our progress there. I think one part of that is like we don't take huge swings, right? There's an iterative process because, as I said before, like, even the bag, the Hoofer is a very mature bag, right? So the Hoofer came out probably in 1990, and that really kind of took the ergonomics to the strap to the next level, the double strap. We started seeing a little bit of a ball pocket there, I think even before that with the K56, and then the handle on the Hoofer and those sorts of things. And I think, and we haven't changed much of that. Most of those bags we work on functionality, but I would say it's just, it has a lot to do with our customers and the way that they enjoy that bag and the way they talk about that bag, about those bags. And it makes our designers, our industrial designers in particular, pretty proud, and our developers as well. So yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, I think I look at My Golf Spy all the time. I think they've got really good feedback and really interesting ideas about what's going on in the golf space. So yeah, anytime that happens, it's great. I think part of it is that durability and knowing that it's going to be there for you for a long time. There's a dependability with our bags for sure.
I think certainly seen, Alex, some brands, or maybe in our kind of R&D process, if you chase too light, what problems can you run into? Like if you're chasing a number, keep it under X number of pounds,
We've done that. I mean, you're still going to put 38 pounds worth of, clubs in your bag, something like that. So that's probably wrong, but it's close to that. But we look at that a lot, and I think that this is the hardest part. We look at this and we talk about balancing the requirements, is that in order for the bag to be light, the real trade-off there is simplicity, right? So, and you're going to be paying a higher price for things like carbon fiber or some sort of aluminum top that's, super light. So it's really hard to convey. Like, hey, the reason this bag is more expensive is because there's less of it, but the materials are higher quality to get you to that weight. So we're still working on projects like that. The Crazy Light was actually really well received. We released it during COVID, right before COVID. So that that was hard to make that happen, but then it boomed and you didn't have enough of them and all that, all that kind of stuff. So,
And how much did that bag weigh?
That bag, we got under 4.
Under 4.
Yeah. So, but I mean, there's some light bags out there, but then you pick it up and it's light and you're like, okay, how long is this going to last?
Right. Yeah, that's like the thing that goes through your head.
Yeah.
Even with reserve, I mean, you can go single strap with a reserve, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's something that,
Yeah,
that you guys have thought about. Is
both.
that a big part of the double caddy thing? Is that kind of the way you
Yeah,
thought about
it comes with both. And, we work with kind of hardcore golfers, and I know guys that wear their golf bags, like on their back differently and all that kind of stuff because you can just drop it down. And so we wanted to have that that access to 2 different straps.
And I'm imagining when you think about innovation within a golf bag, I think probably looking at the strap is something you guys, I'm assuming, think about a decent amount. I mean, I've seen companies with that, like almost the airbag within the strap.
Yeah.
Making sure it obviously stands a lot of rounds of golf and it's comfortable and it doesn't rip or rub on the clothing as well.
Yeah, so like even like our GLE bags for women, they have their own different, because a lot of times they're shoulderless, right? So they have a different liner on those straps. But yeah, I mean, also there's preferences, right? There's like some people like a wider strap, some people like a thinner strap, so that's very difficult to sort of get through. We think that Hoofer strap, and the team has done a great job of just refining that and getting it better and better every year. But yeah, I mean, that's ergonomics with the advent of the Hoofer, I think we started really looking at ergonomics, and this is before my time, I think 2013 is when we first put the big handle on the Hoofer, 2012 or something. So that's really kind of when we started really looking at that, in a big way. And that's what, most of our team, the biggest part of our team are industrial designers, and that's what they went to school to do. And that's what they've been working on is ergonomics. It's a big thing. So we're always looking at different ways of doing straps and, how can you make them better? Yeah.
Does your team do the travel bags as well?
Yeah, we do the travel accessories as well. That's always a hot topic.
God, tell them thank you for letting it fold up so small.
Yeah.
It's like
that
my
was a big
favorite thing
deal.
about the travel
one
bag.
One of our designers did that a while back, and it just kept getting smaller and smaller. And
you put it anywhere in a hotel room. It's the best.
Yeah, and a lot of that's like listening to like golfers' spouses too, saying like, "There's no place to put this thing.
Where am I going to put this big bag?"
Yeah,
I think it looks like a briefcase when you get it.
So
down.
like, but when you think about innovation, we knew we had a good thing with the fabric and the durability and those sorts of things and the padding, but you're like, okay, well, where can we really make improvements? Well, what if you could slip it under your bed or something?
Yeah,
what if
amazing.
you could put it in your closet, like that?
It's the best travel bag I've ever used, and I think most of that is because I can make it very, very small in a hotel room.
Yeah,
and the other part is
put a lot of stuff in there.
Easy to pack.
Yeah.
I mean, you get the single zipper travel bag, really tough to pack it.
No, our team did a great job with that.
Yeah, I've had the travel bags that have like the side pockets, and while those are nice and all that stuff, like you're stuffing everything in the bag anyway. Your shoes, your coats, your vest, all that stuff's going in the bag to begin with. Plus, it gives it a little extra cushion, if you will, when you're flying around the country.
You're using it the right way. Yeah,
I'm proud.
For sure.
All right, Alex, my most important question for you, as the bag guy, as the soft goods guy.
There's better bag guys in my group.
What bag do you use? What bag do you use when you play?
Right now, I'm using just a prototype Hoofer Light.
Wow, prototype
from
guy?
From 20. It's going to be out for 2027.
Okay.
So I mean, that's part of our job, right?
What if somebody photographs?
I mean, the guys around here have some of these bags. I think they're not. Not all of them are branded, but no, I think it's important to get those bags out there. So we have time between the pre-pilot and the regular pilot to get these bags out. And if we need to make some feedbacks, if we miss something here or there, it's important that we play them, right? I mean, that's always been the deal. We get them out. A lot of the hard goods guys give us feedback. They got a lot of feedback from those guys because they're a lot of high caliber golfers.
Feedback,
this guy right here.
He's carrying all the time. James always carrying his bag around. He's probably slamming it down every now and again when he makes a bogey. Doesn't make a whole bunch of them. Has the leg technology ever changed? Has anything in terms of the way you guys make the legs?
Yeah, so the leg technology, I think James, he's our lead designer on the Hoofer, he changed that technology probably about 6-7 years ago.
Like different material or what?
We're going through that process right now. I mean, there's crazy things going on in the world right now. So like aluminum has like a 300%, tariff on it right now, no matter where you get it from. So we have to look at different ways to think about it. And it's great because it helps you sort of think differently and innovate in different spaces. But the big change with those legs was instead of being completely straight is that we kind of turned them just a little bit, and it kind of gave you that more stable sort of like platform when those legs come out. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's as I've said off the top, the golf bag is the best out there. It's always been my favorite. It's one of my favorite parts about Ping, and your team does a great job. And tell them to keep making the long sleeve soft hoodies. I'm obsessed. They continue to multiply in the closet. But Alex,
awesome.
Thanks so much for the time, man.
Yeah.
Congrats on everything.
Yeah, thank you.
This is the Ping Proving Grounds podcast.